What if a single encounter could turn a beggar into a tycoon, rewriting the rules of destiny with one bold idea? Picture this, a grimy railway station, alive with the clatter of trains and the shuffle of hurried feet. Among them, a nameless beggar, invisible to the world, scrapes by on fleeting coins until a sharp-dressed stranger's words cut through his existence like lightning. You only take. What do you give? That challenge, tossed like a gauntlet, sparks a fire in the beggar's weary heart. Could he, a man with nothing but tattered dreams, find something to offer? Days later, armed with wildflowers plucked from forgotten corners, he dares to trade beauty for alms, transforming pity into partnership. The station buzzes with whispers as passengers, captivated, shower him with coins not for his need, but for his gift. Yet, the real shock comes when he meets the stranger again, now hailed as a businessman. His eyes alight with a truth that reshapes his soul. He's no beggar, but a merchant of possibility. In just 6 months, he rises from rags to riches, trading flowers and ambition across cities. This isn't just a tale of one man's climb, it's a postbounding revelation. That success hides in the courage to give, challenging everything you know about wealth, worth, and transformation. Ready for a story that proves anyone can rewrite their fate. Hold on tight, this journey will change you. In the bustling city railway station, a beggar lived, sustaining himself by pleading for alms from passengers on passing trains. One day, while he was begging, he noticed a tall man in a sharp suit. Thinking this man looked wealthy and might give generously, the beggar approached him. Seeing the beggar, the tall man said, "Do you only ever take? Have you ever given anything to anyone?" The beggar replied, "Sir, I'm just a beggar. I always ask from others. How could someone like me have anything to give?" The tall man responded, "If you can't give anything, you have no right to ask for anything either. I'm a businessman, and I believe in give and take. If you have something to offer me, only then can I give you something in return." With that, the tall man boarded a train and left. The beggar couldn't stop thinking about the man's words, which struck a chord deep within him. He began to wonder if he received less alms because he never gave anything in return. "But I'm a beggar," he thought. "I have nothing to give. How long can I keep taking without offering anything back?" After much reflection, he decided that for every person who gave him alms, he would give something in return. But a new question plagued him. As a beggar, what could he possibly offer? For 2 days, he pondered this without an answer. On the third day, sitting near the station, his eyes fell on some flowers blooming on nearby plants. An idea sparked. Why not give flowers to those who give me alms? Pleased with the thought, he picked a few flowers. When he went to beg on the train, he began giving flowers to anyone who offered him money. People happily accepted the flowers, keeping them close. The beggar made it a routine picking flowers daily and distributing them to those who gave him alms. Within days, he noticed more people were giving him money. He gathered all the flowers around the station, and as long as he had flowers to give, people generously offered alms. But when the flowers ran out, so did the alms. This pattern continued daily. One day, while begging, he spotted the same tall man on the train, the one who had inspired him to give flowers in exchange for alms. The beggar rushed to him and said, "Today, I have flowers to give you. If you give me alms, I'll give you some flowers in return." The tall man handed him some money, and the beggar gave him a few flowers. The man was impressed and said, "Well done. Today, you've become a businessman like me." Taking the flowers, he got off at his station. The tall man's words struck the beggar's heart again. He kept thinking about them, feeling a surge of joy. His eyes sparkled with realization. He felt he had found the key to transforming his life. Jumping off the train, he looked up at the sky and shouted with excitement, "I'm not a beggar. I'm a businessman. I can become wealthy." Onlookers thought he had gone mad. From the next day, the beggar was never seen at the station again. 6 months later, at the same station, two men in suits were traveling. When they saw each other, one extended his hand and said, "Do you recognize me?" The other replied, "No, I think we're meeting for the first time." The first man smiled and said, "No, this is our third meeting. We met twice before. On this train, I'm the beggar you once told what to do with my life. And the second time, you told me who I really am." The second man, astonished, smiled and said, "Oh, I remember now. You're the beggar I refused to give alms to the first time, and from whom I bought flowers the second time. But where are you going today, dressed in the suit, and what do you do now?" The first man replied, "Yes, I'm that beggar, but today I'm a big flower merchant, traveling to another city for business." After a pause, he continued, "In our first meeting, you taught me nature's law. We receive only when we give. This give and take principle really works. I felt it deeply. I always saw myself as a beggar, never thinking beyond that. In our second meeting, you told me I had become a businessman. I realized people weren't giving me alms. They were paying for the flowers. They were buying them because they couldn't find such flowers cheaper elsewhere. In their eyes, I was a small businessman, but in my own, I was still a beggar. Your words made me see I was a businessman. With the money I earned from sharing flowers on the train, I bought more flowers and became a flower merchant. People here love flowers, and their love has made me a successful businessman today. Both men, now businessmen, were overjoyed when the train reached their station. They stepped off together, talking about their businesses and moving forward. Friends, this story teaches us valuable lessons. The tall businessman knew the law of give and take well, a principle all successful entrepreneurs use to achieve greatness. He shared this formula with the beggar, who embraced it, and his impact transformed his life. By changing his mindset, his life changed. This story shows that if we shift our thinking, we can achieve anything. If we keep seeing ourselves as small, we'll stay small. To become great, we must change our mindset and think big about ourselves. The essence of the story is that success lies in your mindset. Awaken your self-respect, think big, and watch how you reach the pinnacle of success.